Hey everybody, Dietrich here with another episode of Gold Hound Prospecting and Exploration. Bringing you a new episode this time, something a little bit different than we usually do too. An unboxing. Today, we've got the Goal Zero Yeti 200X. We're going to be opening this sucker up, checking it out, and seeing how much power it can give us, and if it will get us through the night here in Utah. We're camping out. Gonna be in the 30s tonight. Got ourselves a heated blanket we're gonna try out on it. Charge our phones, charge our laptop, run our Wi-Fi off of it. See if we can't drain this sucker. Give it a real good run through its paces. All right, let's get to opening it up. Alrighty, now I've got this sucker popped open. Let's sit down and get to unboxing it. But before we start, I'm gonna lay everything out on the table. I do not have any biases towards this product. I have no financial connection towards this product other than the amount of money I spent on it to buy it. So yeah, I have no affiliation with Goal Zero. They have not paid me to do this, have not asked me to do this in any form, have not provided me any compensation or products. Now, with that said, let's get into it. Alrighty, so this is the Yeti 200X portable power station. It comes with the user guide and a little brochure for the 200X and 500X. We'll go through that here in a minute. Comes with a nice little packaging set up here, some styrofoam, a box for accessory cables, your power supply, and the cord that feeds it. Those two just go together like that. Nice and simple. Alrighty, let's get those out of there. And then the crown jewel, the Yeti 200X. All right, this bad boy is the Yeti 200X from Goal Zero. It has a lithium battery in it. Let's check out the side of the box. It's got a lot of specs on it. All right, there we go. So, it has fast charging Usbc power delivery ports. It also can be charged using solar and only weighs 5 pounds. It has a 187 watt hour lithium battery in it, a 120 watt AC inverter right there, and has 200 watt surge protection, I'm assuming. So how it works. So it starts off, you've got to power the bad boy. Plug it into the wall. It takes about 4.5 hours with a 120 watt power supply. Excuse me. 4.5 hours, wall outlet included, 2 hours, 120 watt power supply, optional. So it'll take 4.5 hours with the one they give you, 2 hours with one you can buy. All right. You can plug it in the 12 volt car charger, and that will take 2 hours. And charge it with a 50 watt solar panel, and that will take 4 hours. Those are both optional as well, not included. All right, so the Yeti itself stores, it says 200 watt hours there. It says 187 watt hours right there. So a little bit of inconsistency. But it then says it can power LAL 350 lights, 4.5 watts for 42 hours. Can charge an 18 watt hour DSLR camera 11 times. a 5 watt hour POV camera 38 times. It can charge 12 watt hour phones 16 times, 30 watt hour tablets 6 times, and 50 watt hour laptops 4 times. So that math is a little bit off there because it says 187 watt hour lithium battery right there. Laptops 50 watt hour 4 times. That's 200 watt hours. So it's a little bit generous on what it can do on the box. What's included in the box? Goal Zero Yeti 200X, and also the AC wall charger, like we discussed right there. That will take 4.5 hours to charge it. All right, they've got a little guide here for choosing a solar panel for it as well. So, to get a good solar charge that takes between 25 and 50 hours to recharge 20 to 30% of the Yeti's battery in each day of full sun. Good solar charge. There is not a solar panel designed for portability or for permanent installation that will give you that type of charge from Goal Zero. For a better solar charge that's 12 to 24 hours and recharges your Yeti 40 to 60% each day of full sun, the Nomad 20 portable solar panels. No permanent panel for that either. But in the best solar charge category, at the 4 to 8 hours range, recharge 80 to 100% of the Yeti battery in each day of full sun. Coming in the design for portability is the Nomad 50 solar panel. That one you can carry around like a briefcase. It's designed to be taken camping with you and whatnot. But designed for installation, that is permanent structure, like on a camper or on a house, camper van, you know, whatnot. Boulder 50, you can put that sucker on your permanent fixture and charge this thing in 4 to 8 hours of direct sunlight. All right, let's start checking out those brochures, see what this thing is all about. Put her back in the box. Alrighty, so we've got our little booklets here. This is the only literature it comes with aside from the box. It's got a Yeti 200X portable power station user guide. And it's also got a Yeti X, 200X and 500X portable power station brochure. All right, welcome to Goal Zero Yeti Power. No noise, no fumes, big power. All right, so it's just a little rundown on who they are and what they're trying to do. And if you have any questions, call them here. They've also got a website, goalzero.com, for the full product of lines. Full line of products, excuse me. So this is the Yeti 500X. This is the Yeti 200X. It goes over both of them in this booklet, apparently. What can your Yeti power? It says that you can power anything from GPS devices to lights, cameras, laptops, drones, portable fridges. I read that you could run a portable fridge for up to 10 hours on this thing. I'm not sure exactly what capacity that is, but it also says at home, it'll power lights, phones, tablets, internet modems, laptops, and medical devices as well. Partying, you can power lights, speakers, grills, TVs, and portable fridges again. You got a lot of overlap here from the camping, at home, and party sections. All right, here's the run times. So they've got the Yeti 200X, which is the smallest, all the way up to the Yeti 6000X. So this little guy can run Light of Life. What exactly those are, I'm not sure. On the highest setting, for 4.5 watts, they can do that for 42 hours. The big boy can do that for 1,336 hours, supposedly. Charge 12-watt phone 16 times, all the way up to 500 times on the big boy. This goes all the way down. Tablets, 6 times on the little guy, 201 times on the big guy. Laptops, 4 times on the little guy, 120 times on the big guy. Cameras, 11 times on the little one, 334 on the big one. A CPAP is non-runnable on the Yeti 200X. Will not run a CPAP, so do not buy this hoping to run your CPAP. The next step up in the Yeti 500 will run a CPAP for 8 hours. The biggest one will run it for 93 hours. You can run a grill on a Yeti 500, but the CPAP, grill, television, and fridge cannot run them on the Yeti 200X. You can't run a fridge on the 500X either. So if you want to run your fridge, you have to get the Yeti 1000X at the least, and it will run that for 18 hours. Alrighty, so it's got some information here about keeping your Yeti charged. Make sure it's always topped up. It says use your Yeti on a consistent basis, even if you don't necessarily need the constant source of power. Use it to charge your phone or laptop, and this will help keep your battery in the best working condition. When charging the Yeti, you'll notice that the battery fills up quickly in the very beginning. It's called the stadium effect. It slows down towards the very end. Think of how quickly a stadium fills up when the doors first open. The battery works very similarly. So if you notice that it's not charging completely evenly, that's normal. It says when Yetis are too cold at 32 degrees Fahrenheit, they will stop accepting a charge. And if they are under 4 degrees Fahrenheit, they will not output power. Simple solution, keep it in a cooler. The extra layer of insulation and natural heat created by that will keep your Yeti warm enough that it will work in sub-freezing temperatures. On the other end here, hot weather usage. It says that you need to make sure your Yeti is properly ventilated and that it will stop accepting charge around 113 degrees and will stop outputting power around 149 degrees Fahrenheit. It says that they have a built-in automatic cooling system. If your Yeti is in the back of your car on a hot summer day and you hear a noise, it is likely the fan kicking on to keep it cool. All right, we went over solar panels a little bit already. Looks like they've got some information in here about all their different solar panels. They've got the Nomad 20 watt array all the way up to the Nomad 100 watt array. Those are their portable ones. And then they have the Boulder 50 watt, Boulder 100 watt, and Boulder 100 watt briefcase. Those ones are a little more permanent, a little more fixed. Looks like you could still actually move them around a little easier though, but they just take up a lot more space. Here's some information on solar, and here's some information on other Goal Zero products like lights and lanterns, accessories for your Yeti 200X and 500X like the cases, car charger, 8mm extension cable, and the 120 watt Yeti X power supply that we discussed on the back of the box, where it says that if you buy that, you can charge your Yeti faster. And then here's the whole lineup. Like I said, we have this little bitty guy all the way up to a 497 watt hours, 983 watt hours, 1,527 watt hours, 3,055 watt hours, all the way up to 6,071 watt hours on the Yeti 6000X. That is their largest one. It's a 2,000 watt AC inverter, 3,500 watt surge. It comes in at 106 pounds. The 200X is 5 pounds. All right, that's their attempt at selling you some more stuff. Let's see their attempt at the user guide. Looks like it's in multiple different languages per the usual. So no matter where you're from, you can get all the information you need on how to get to know your gear, how it works, charge it, use it, the best use strategies, cold weather usage and whatnot, best storage and downtime maintenance, technical specs, frequently asked questions, and yada yada yada. So it's got just a nice little how to use diagram all laid out. All the charging information, charging from solar, charging from the wall, using it, how to use it properly, best use strategies, cold weather usage, a little bit of information going over the LED display plus the buttons. It says that the LED display has a temperature indicator on it as well. Very neat. Some technical specs. It says it is a lithium-ion battery, up to 187 watt hours, 14.4 volts, up to 13 amp hours. Single cell equivalent capacity is 52,000 milliamp hours at 3.6 volts. It says it can do this 500 cycles at 80% capacity. It'll sit on the shelf 3 to 6 months with charge in it. You should charge it every 3 to 6 months. Management system. It's an MPPT charge controller with low battery protection. The ports that are on the Yeti 200X. It has a USB port output, 5 volts up to 2.4 amps, 12 watts max, and is regulated. 2 USB-C ports, one is an output, one is an input-output. The output is 5 volts up to 12 volts, up to 3 amps, 18 watt max, and is also regulated. The input-output is 5 volts up to 20 volts, up to 3 amps, 60 watt max, also regulated. Has a 6mm output port, 12 volts up to 10 amps with 120 watt max. 12 volt car output port, 12 volts up to 10 amps, 120 watt max, and is regulated. Has a 120 volt AC inverter, output modified sine wave, 120 volts AC, 60 hertz, 1 amp, 120 watts, 200 watt surge. Also a 230 volt AC inverter, output modified sine wave. That is not on the Yeti 200X, I do believe. That's only specifically for the larger models. And then a charging port, input 8mm, little blue circle on the back, 13 volts up to 22 volts, up to 7 amps, 100 watt max. And then just general tech specs. Is it chainable? No, not even sure what that means. Oh, that means can you chain it together, daisy chain it like with other batteries? No, you cannot. Weighs 5 pounds, is 7.9 inches by 5.1 inches by 5.1 inches. In the rest of the world, that is 20 by 13 by 13 centimeters. The operating usage temperature is between 32 and 104 degrees Fahrenheit. And for Celsius, that is 0 to 40. It's got some certs on there that I don't speak that hieroglyphic language, and has a 12-month warranty. And 2 frequently asked questions. First one is, what type of battery is in my Goal Zero Yeti? It's a lithium-ion battery. There's a lot more information on there, but you can read that yourself if you want to. And then how do I know if my device will work with the Goal Zero Yeti? Right there it says, well, first of all, you really don't, is essentially what it says. You have to do some research on your end and make sure that you have the ability to output the power you need out of your Yeti. So we've done a little research. We've got ourselves a heated blanket that is within the power parameters. We've got ourselves our phones, got our laptop charger, got our Wi-Fi router. Tonight we're gonna run this sucker, see if it'll keep us warm, keep us charged, and see how the night goes. It's supposed to be down in the 30s tonight here in Utah, so hopefully it keeps us nice and warm and takes care of us real good. Alrighty, we'll see you in the morning. Alright everybody, we spent a night with the Goal Zero. Boy, it was a cold one. But that's not to say this thing's not cool. But yeah, last night that we spent this with this Goal Zero, we had our heated blanket plugged into it. We were under the understanding that this thing produced enough power to heat it, but modified sine wave. If you remember earlier, I mentioned that modified sine wave. That is crucial when you are looking for a power bank like this. If you're someone like me that runs a lot of heated blankets, complicated electronics, things like that, modified sine wave is a no-no. We didn't know that until last night. We plugged our heated blanket in and our controller started getting hot on it and not the blanket. So after a little bit of research, we were able to figure that out. No fault of Goal Zero, that's just us not knowing anything about that technical specification. So Goal Zero, they've created a pretty darn cool product, if I say so myself. I mean, it's got its place in the world. It's portable power, 187 watt hours of portable power. It's great. I mean, it's got a wall plug, 2 USBs, USB-C, 12 volt. If you're not trying to run a heated blanket or power the Pentagon, then I'd say you're probably all right. But for me, I need something a little more heavy duty. This Goal Zero just isn't gonna be it. But that is not to say it doesn't have its place. People that just need a little bit of portable power on the side and not doing anything too crazy with it, it's probably great for you. But for me, I think I'll have to take it back. All right, thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate you stopping in for my first unboxing video. It's been a lot of fun getting to check out a new product and getting to try it out for everybody and see what it's made of. All right, thanks for stopping in. Catch you on the next one.
You could do that.